Good evening, viewers, and welcome again to Discovering Truth, and I am Pastor Forbes from Abiding Word Ministries. Well, the year is still young, and it's still in its early days, but I believe we can start exploring the possibilities of what this year can be like for us as individuals. We know when we start the year, more often than not, either on a corporate or an individual level, you either get a calendar, a planner, a pocket diary, or a big diary with a view to helping you to plan your life, to put down your appointments, memorable days, birthdays, anniversaries, and pivotal points in your life, with a view to your life running around them in socials, in empowerment, in finances, so that you live a purposeful and a fruitful life. Added to that, I think it's also important to establish some kind of an identity for yourself, some kind of a goal scheme for yourself. And to do that, it's important for you to have this simple word called a vision. You must have a vision. You must have an objective, a goal, a desired end, a future, in a time scale, of course, and preferably a measurable time scale, so that you don't give up too early and quit because what you are reaching towards is really almost impossible, depending on where you are. And so I want to start. This might be a two-part series, maybe three, but I want to start by looking at one scripture in the Bible, and then I'll flesh it out with maybe two or three scriptures. So we're going to start with the book of Proverbs, one of my favorite books in the middle of the Bible, the book of Proverbs, and we're looking at chapter 29 and just verse 18. Proverbs 29:18. This is what it says, and I'll read it from two similar translations of the Bible. One is the authorized version, or known as the King James version. You see a KJV written somewhere in the inner layer of the Bible, or they write authorized, and then a more modern one, in the sense that the old Elizabethan English with the these and the thous and the thines have been modernized to you and yours and all that, and that's the New King James translation. Some people call it a version. I think it's best to call it a translation. So we are going to look at the King James and the New King James, and our scripture is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18. So this is what it says. In the Old King James, if you like, or the authorized version, it says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keeps the law, happy is he." Or she that keeps the law, happy is she. In the New King James translation, which is what I use, it says, "Where there is no revelation." So in the New King James translation, the word vision is changed to revelation. In context, they are the same. In import, they are the same. In understanding, they are the same. So the New King James version says, "Where there is no revelation, the people cast off restraint." In the Old King James, it says, "The people perish." They don't just sleep. They don't get comatose. They don't die. They perish. Perish It's like a severe form of death, if you like. It's like perish can be used, for example, when there is a disaster at sea. A ship or a boat with 2,000 people sinks. So you say they perished. Or maybe an aircraft, and a plane, an Airbus 380 with about 350 passengers crashes. You say the people perished. So they just didn't die. There's a violence to it. There's like a total cataclysmic loss. They just are gone. And we are being taught here that when there is no vision, that is what happens to people. Or when there is no revelation, perishing here is translated as casting off restraint. So three statements, three words that we would toy around with in these two-part series. One, of course, is vision, which is what we are talking about, the importance of being vision-driven in your life. So one is vision, which is also a revelation, and I'll explain it and you'll see why it is so. The other word is people. That is you, and it's also me. There cannot be people without a vision. They will perish. But there also cannot be vision without a people. People give wheels, momentum, acceleration, velocity to a vision, to a course of action. A vision is something that informs you in a very compelling manner of your future. A vision is something that also can hem you in your present life because of your future anticipation. So, to put it very lightly, a vision is the picture that you have of your future, albeit a preferred future, not just any future, but a preferred future to where you are. So here we are in February, and by December 31st, some 300 and plus days, you want to look in terms of growth, tangible growth, physically, mentally, spiritually, I believe, even financially, in terms of your decent, ethical, upright social interactions. You want to see that you have advanced, you have progressed, you have grown. Why? Because you had a vision. Now, what you see at the end is the result, is the product. Products are not as important as the things that bring them into being. Those are the reactants, the building blocks, the ingredients, the condiments, the starting materials. That is where it matters. If a starting material is in a particular way, except where there is a divine heavenly intervention, the product is going to be conclusive. It will be predictable. And so vision and progress, vision and outcomes of life are a direct correlation, are a cause and consequence, action and reaction formula. And it's a direct correlation. So you can predict outcomes based on input. But the interface between the outcome and the input is the vision. The reason why somebody who used to sleep all day will just wake up and is now business-minded, organized, on time, punctual, has time scales upon his life, is because something happened. It causes a change. The reason why somebody who maybe used to just, as we say in African English, blow his money or her money, start saving and organizing themselves and putting things aside, and they discover that in the middle of the month they still have money, is because something happened between their life and the outcomes of organization and spare change in their pocket on the 14th, 16th, 17th, 18th of the month. Something interjected that life. It's called a vision. And that's why for